Hey everyone. Well, I'm still down here in Vancouver, and I've stopped by Shelter Island. Hello. How's it going? How are ya? All right. Good. How about you? Good to see you. Yeah. Well, it's awesome to see you again, Cole. And so how have things been going?
Things have been going fantastic since our last big sailing trip there. I've been really motivated to get myself out here and get the girlfriend initiated into the lifestyle as well.
Yeah.
And it's been going good. She's been getting her feet wet and getting her sailing legs under her as well, and it's good.
Yeah.
Been doing really well.
Cool. So it's been a while since our trip ended, and have you had any big sort of sailing revelations since then? And
Actually, I've gotten, now that you mention it, my confidence in and around the boat is increased tenfold, exponentially. You know, I feel far more confident as a crew person as well as being in charge of the vessel, which I actually was recently, and that was different stepping into your shoes. You know, it was big shoes to fill.
Oh, well.
Luckily, you know, I kind of had a pretty good mentor to follow, and so yeah, I was just telling you about our first trip out there with the girlfriend and I. We made it a grand distance of about 100 meters before running aground here in our marina, trying to leave at low slack tide, as opposed to high slack, which is the only actual time that you can get away from this marina. But so I mean, besides that, we're having the learning curve and all the bumps and bruises along the way, but it's fantastic. I'm actually getting out and doing it. So
nice.
I'd say confidence, and a little bit more adventure. And just.
And on that trip, you mentioned you went to Salt Spring Island.
I did. That was our destination.
That's about 35 miles from here.
Yeah.
You stayed on the hook?
I did.
Yeah.
I did,
so you're because I know you're comfortable on the hook on our trip. So
absolutely.
It's
and now that you mentioned it, I was just telling you earlier. I have 2 anchors, and I left the heaviest one on, and I slept like a baby.
Yeah.
Because I know when you're out there at first, you don't really know how the boat is going to hold, but it held, and I was happy about that.
Good. Well, we anchored enough times that you saw how to set the anchor.
That's right.
So at least you had that knowledge and experience to apply to your own boat, right?
Although we had a fairly novice crew on my my venture.
Well, but you made it work. You had a good time. That's how you got to get out there. Just start going out, right? So nice. Yeah. So why don't you tell us a bit about this boat? What is the boat? What's the make?
This is a 1987 Bayfield 36. It is a full keel. I believe it's 18,500 pounds. What is it? It's powered by a 44 horsepower Yanmar. It is pretty stock. It has not had a lot of modifications done to it. It has a few niceties, like it has the aft cabin, but kind of the jewel of the interior is it's got a separate shower stall, which is kind of really nice. I've really come to appreciate that, as well as the girlfriend does as well.
Nice.
But as far as modifications, since the trip, I've recently done a few things to be able to take this boat a little further off the grid, longer destinations via. I put 4 solar panels on it. I'm increasing the battery bank size to no point making power if you can't hold it.
Mm-hmm.
What did we do? Well, replaced the head, replaced all the lines, just all the hoses and everything that's below the waterline. Yeah, just been bringing it into this decade because it's about 30 years old now.
Yeah, well, they need a little TLC after that long, don't they?
They do.
And how long have you owned the boat? I know we talked about it during our trip, but just to remind everyone, how long ago did you purchase the boat?
I think I am about 18 months in now. and basically been living aboard the whole time.
Yeah, well, I remember the first day you arrived.
Absolutely.
So,
I am actually currently in Alfie's old spot.
Yeah.
Right here is where I used to sit, this exact spot.
That's right, actually. I just realized that as I walked up. Why don't I grab the camera, and I'll just get you to do a quick little walk around the boat with us.
Absolutely.
And then I think we're going to go meet John at the pub, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, perfect.
Probably a few shades in the wind waiting for us.
Yeah, awesome. So we've come up with a game plan, and we've decided to start with the back starboard portion of the boat.
Absolutely.
That looks like your galley. And I just want to apologize to everyone ahead of time that the lighting's a bit dark because I couldn't get here till after dark. So we're doing our best with lighting here. So why don't you tell us what you've got there for a galley?
Oh, we've got it's all pretty much stock. It's all original, just the single stainless sink, as opposed to Uncle John across the way there has got the fancy double. It's all original. I recently did put in a new propane stove, though.
Oh, nice.
A 2-burner. It's a Force 10, and as well as the oven. And yeah, that was actually an upgrade because my previous one, the one that the boat came with, never did work.
Oh,
So yeah, having ability to cook is it was quite nice. It's
pretty important when you live aboard.
It's one of those upgrades that absolutely
A must. Yes.
It is exactly. Yeah.
And you got some cupboard space I see in the back.
This baby has a ton of storage. I generally keep my pots and pans, some stored dry goods, all kinds of shelf space along the back. This is all my plates and cups and dishes and some baking utensils. And yeah, it's all one could want or need. I kind of got a lot of the things hanging on the walls just for ease of storage.
Yep. How about refrigeration?
We have refrigeration as well. It's It's a Nova Cool, and I rather like this. It's a pretty deep. It's a fridge / refrigerator or / freezer, but it tends to keep things on either or, fridge or frozen.
Oh yeah.
So it's tough finding the happy medium, but it keeps everything cold and happy. So
yeah. Hey, well,
what can I do?
That's cold or frozen is good.
You said it.
Better than spoiled.
Us guys, the guys that have lived with ice boxes, having refrigeration via power is. It's money in the bank.
I remember when we pulled into Bella Bella,
Yes.
that boat that was at the Bella Bella dock, they were yelling over to us asking if we knew where to get ice.
I forgot about that almost.
And they had just come from Haida Gwaii.
Yes.
And they were desperate for ice.
Yes.
Because all their food was going to go bad.
Can you imagine the fish that you caught?
And when we said we didn't know where there was any ice, they said, "You guys have refrigeration, don't you?" And I said, "Yeah, only just recently, but it's a must."
Yeah, I never really gave that conversation too much weight, but you're right. Imagine their sailing trip might have been starving there. So.
Yeah, could have lost a lot of food.
Right.
Yeah,
that's no fun for sure. But yeah, so there's the galley where all the cuisine and the 3-course meals are prepared.
Perfect.
Generally, it's pretty simple meals.
Nice. Well, yeah. Well, we're simple.
Yeah.
So we've just repositioned the camera a little. Now we're looking at the aft port side of the boat. And what have you got over there? I see you're standing on the companionway. So do you have access to the engine from there?
We are sitting on top of the Yanmar as we speak, actually.
All right.
It does access right under here. It actually kind of has nice access. This hatch comes out and these top stairs all remove and give way to the Yanmar.
And I remember I was over once and looking at something on the engine, and I can tell you we're not going to take everything off, but there's very good engine access with that companionway setup. And what have we got in the back quarter there?
This is the quarter berth, and it's got itself its own little door for privacy, its own little dresser and what have you. It's got its own hatch and port, and it's actually a double. It's a double berth, but it has just a few of my boards and whatnot stored in there for now. But yeah, that would be the crew's quarters as well. It has the extra cushion to turn the Salon settee into the double berth.
Oh, nice. So you can set that up for a double over there. That's nice.
It is. We call it the nest.
Nice. So I've moved a little more forward on the boat, and Cole's now standing in the main salon area. So on the starboard side here, I see you've got a nice big settee, and maybe you could just tell us what you've got here.
This is my main sitting around spot these days. Just a single berth. Just got cabinet space on the top side. It's got storage in behind the behind the cushions, and storage underneath as well. So I think I've got a lot of dry goods and pantry in here, and my tools and extra equipment for the boat in under that side. All right, here we are to the center table. It's seats 6 or 7 people, anyways, because both of the wings fold up and.
Also, a nice giant table.
Yeah, it is large. It's got all the handrails around, so you won't lose too many drinks onto the floor. It's also got a fair bit of storage. Just one little drawer on the front and access on both sides. And actually, on this side is my utensil drawer.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah, so it comes in handy. Generally, the wings stay down when we're just living, but no, it's a fantastic table. It kind of suits as many people as we have to entertain.
Yeah. One thing I've noticed standing in the main salon area there, Cole, is the width of the boat. Like it's so what's the beam on this boat, do you know?
I believe it's 11 or 12. I can't remember.
It feels wider than mine.
I hear you.
We'll look.
I can't remember what it is. I'll have to look it up.
We'll look it up, and we'll have a little text below right now telling you guys what it is.
There you go.
And here we are looking on the port side of the main salon, and I see you've got another nice big settee that wraps around a bit. And how about storage on this side of the boat?
This side is got all kinds of goodies. Same cabinets, same storage behind the cupboards, and same under the cushions, with an extra little storage bin under here that's usually extra footwear and stuff like that. Also, it's got the little wall cabinet with our library, and actually behind all this one is the electronics. So the cable comes in and routes over to the router and the cable box, because as you can see, we have our luxury item. We have a LED TV on the wall for watching Sailing is Life YouTube videos.
Oh, Life is Like Sailing?
Life is Like Sailing YouTube videos.
I'll remind you about what channel to watch, so you can watch your boat tour.
Right. But so not a lot of TV gets watched, but it is nice.
Yeah, well, nice to have that once in a while.
It's kind of a dock-only type of luxury, so I'm enjoying it right now, because who knows what the spring will bring.
Yeah, for sure.
Might be a lot of anchoring time. So
Nice.
I'll just be sitting there.
That sounds pretty awesome.
Absolutely.
And now, you mentioned earlier the quarter berth has a cushion, so this is the berth that folds to a double, basically, right?
Yes,
So
right here. We turn it into the nest and basically throw every blanket and pillow that we have in the boat. And
Perfect.
nest right here. It's the biggest, essentially, berth in the place.
Nice.
Yes.
So I've noticed in your main salon here, Cole, you've got a nice big opening hatch, and I believe it's called a butterfly hatch.
Yes, it is. It is fantastic. You can let as much or as little air in as you like, and it's just really good for light. Also, it has a cover for it, and also it's screened.
Well, that's really nice. We did deal with some bugs on that trip, didn't we?
We had a few bugs on that trip, yeah. I don't know if they would actually make it through these screens, because some of those little black flies were really small.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So, for better or for worse, you can hold the big stuff at bay with the screens anyways.
The big horse flies.
Exactly.
Or the deer flies.
They were very difficult as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oof, I almost forgot about that.
Yeah. Why don't we move forward? I'll let you walk up forward and tell us what you've got up there.
Sounds good. Here we are at the nav desk. It's got all your typical ship's goodies, such as the radio, the 120 panel, the 12-volt panel, and ship's clock, and stereo, and all kinds of fun stuff like that. And I've also got my iPad just for entertainment. Oh, and also we've got all kinds of storage underneath for charts
perfect.
And etc.
And is this a stand-only nav station, or is there a way to sit there?
There is a little slide-out matching seat.
Oh,
stool.
very nice.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
Storage in that?
There is storage in there as well. That's where all the wet weather gear usually goes.
Oh,
in there.
perfect.
Yeah, absolutely. And then it just slides back away.
Nice.
And across the way is the head. And it's got its little louvered door for ventilation.
Yeah. So standard head, I was in there and I took a couple shots, but I did notice, like you mentioned, you've got that separate shower, which is sure nice.
Yes, I was even laughing with John, who you've seen in the previous videos, that I've actually even prototyped and had a bath in my little tub. So
nice.
How many people can have a bath on their sailboat?
Not many.
Get in there cross-legged, but it's pretty funny and it's doable.
Yeah. Hey, if you want one, you got to find some natural hot springs or.
Well, that's the only other options.
Yeah.
See, while I'm stuck here at the dock, you got to get creative.
That's right.
Here we are into the master cabin. We've got my hanging locker here, kind of two sides to drawers, one for the Admiral and one for myself. So yeah, the mirrored door and
closes, of course.
Been making everything work.
Yeah, nice.
I actually didn't when I got the boat. I had to plane all the doors to work.
Oh, just a little bit out. Yeah, well, that happens over time.
A little bit of love.
Yeah. So you've got another locker inside there, I see.
Got the captain's locker here. All of a couple of extra shelves that I built and put in because it's kind of an awkward shaped space. So yeah, basically all of my clothing is stuffed in here. Louvered door to keep the ventilation, and it's actually got its own light.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So yeah, it's pretty. It's all I need.
Yeah.
It's all I need. I don't need a lot of space.
No.
And we've got some more storage, some more shelving down here. Got a small bench to put on your whatevers.
Yep.
And yeah, I've kind of got a little half countertop and a couple of more little storage. Another shelf back here that I'll get you a shot of.
Yeah.
The girlfriend, most importantly.
Oh, perfect. Yeah.
Yeah, gotta have it.
She's real, everybody.
Shout out to Amanda. Yeah, she's a real person.
Yeah.
She's a real person. I saw her today.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Tell her I said hi.
I will, absolutely.
Yeah.
Actually, she said the same, as a matter of fact. I was supposed to pass along. She just texted before the video.
Oh, good.
But yes. So, yeah, and a couple of little shelves for books and stuff, but most of the books stay in.
And it looks like a good size bed.
Yeah, it's a
Berth.
It's a Pullman style double, but it is.
Yeah. It looks quite long, like lots of room, so...
It was one of the things I was concerned about before taking possession of the boat, whether or not I was really going to be able... On land, you're used to a queen-size bed, and it's a lot... This is significantly smaller, but I wouldn't trade it for the world. I love it.
Yeah. And one thing we haven't touched on, which I know where it is, but you said you had water storage, so I noticed in my boat, my water tanks are on each settee.
That's right.
But I know that you're going to tell us the water storage is up front here, right?
The water storage is right under my bunk, as a matter of fact. Yes, I believe it is 100 gallons.
That's lots of water.
It is a...
One tank.
Big tank, yes, absolutely.
So with that water tank up there, I'm assuming your fuel tank is behind your engine?
It is right in front of the engine, yes.
Oh, but down low.
Yes,
okay,
absolutely.
Gotcha.
Essentially as low as it goes, just sitting right on top of the keel, and it is a full keel, and then essentially, the waste is kind of right in the middle, and try to keep that as empty as you can.
Yeah, for sure. So you do have a holding tank, and it's down low as well.
Yes, sir.
Awesome.
Yes, sir.
We've moved out back into the main salon, and a question I just had for Cole was the headroom in the boat. It seems to be a lot of headroom. Yeah. And so how tall are you?
I am 5'10".
Yeah.
And I believe the top headroom in here is 6'2", and it kind of tapers off down around the edges, and
But not a headroom issue in this boat.
No.
For a person your size.
For all the walking area, it's all basically over 6 foot of headroom. So no, I don't crouch anywhere.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah. It's very crucial. I never really would have thought of that, but that would get old in a hurry.
Yes,
crouching
for sure.
Everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's very comfortable. It is. It's kind of a longer distance cruising boat that I'm more or less just purposing for coastal. So it's pretty overly comfortable.
Yeah. Well, I know on our trip you talked a lot about getting a boat more along the lines of mine, with a little bit more tender and responsive as far as how it handles. But I told you've got a great boat already. Maybe you should just give it a little time, and it looks like and sounds like you're gonna be sticking with this one for a little bit longer, and giving it a try?
You were right.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
good. I'm glad you didn't jump to any some quick decisions on that, because I've seen this boat before and I knew this is going to be a nice boat for cruising and living aboard and moving around with, and it won't handle the same as mine in a tight harbor, but
they've all got their ups and downs.
Yeah, there's pros and cons to everything, and this is a very comfortable boat.
Yeah, you were definitely a believer of, figured it was from a pretty prestigious, reputable boatyard built by boat, what do they call them? Not yachtsmen.
Shipbuilders.
Shipwrights. Yes, exactly. Not a millwright, a shipwright. Yes,
yeah,
exactly.
There's those boats that are built by shipbuilders.
Yes.
And there's boats that are built by assembly line workers.
Right. Right.
And I think this falls more into the line of shipbuilders.
Absolutely.
Being of good quality and lots of teak on board, and it feels like a ship.
I believe the original designer is a Hayden Gozzard design, and he did some Gozzard named boats as well. Gozzard 36 is actually very similar to this. It's almost like its sister boat.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Very nice.
I've never actually been on one, but here it's out there.
Yeah. So I think we're running a bit late for meeting John.
We're totally late to meet John.
Yeah. But anything you want to say or before we end it? And one thing I just wanted to ask is, I see all your ports, they appear to be opening.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's nice. Tons of ventilation.
Every last one opens, absolutely. Yeah. And they're all screened as well.
Oh,
I
very nice.
all the screens out on, and yes, absolutely.
Great.
Tons of ventilation.
So Cole just thought of something to share with everyone, and let's take a quick look.
Well, this will be my second winter on this particular vessel, so I learned quickly how to stay warm. For example, I had to, last year, I didn't put anything. Actually, I just kind of plasticked over my louvered doors, and it ended up being freezing all winter long. So this year I preemptively cut and installed plexiglass, and basically made myself some windows over my doors as opposed to just my thin layer of plastic, and it's already keeping the place warmer.
Oh, nice.
Yes, yeah, so that was a major improvement.
And maybe just show us how that hatch opens.
Sure, absolutely. So essentially everything is fairly snug and tight, so it doesn't flop around when you're sailing.
Yeah, also not drafty.
Yes, so you also have to lift up just a shade to get the doors to open, and then again with another screen, and so your hatch, so you can ride with just the screen if you like.
Oh, nice.
And there we are.
Yeah, a nice big companionway, easy to get in and out.
Absolutely.
Yeah, for sure.
Currently we have the wheel is mounted to the lifeline, just for a little bit of extra room in the cockpit, just for hanging out, entertaining.
Yes, always nice to have that.
Gotta have it.
Yeah. The simple things, right?
Exactly.
Cool.
Yeah. Other than that, glad to have you aboard. Good tour. It's glad to show you all my humble home here.
Yeah, well, people have only seen you and know you on our trip.
That's true.
So nice to see Cole on his own boat, and
that's true. My natural setting.
Absolutely. Yes. Yeah, and we're going to be seeing this boat cruising eventually.
You absolutely are. Bishops Bay 2017. Circle it on your calendar. You're all welcome to come.
Yeah, perfect. Thanks, Cole.
Absolutely.
So we made it to the pub, and everyone remembers John from his boat tour.
Hello.
That boat tour video is doing really well.
We got lots of views.
Tons of views.
Good to hear.
Yeah. And we have one more person with us, Chris. Everyone remembers Chris from the Shakedown Cruise. How are you doing?
Still shaking down.
Good. That was a fun trip.
That was a fun trip.
Yeah.
I enjoyed that. Yeah.
It was not like a gift from Alfie's mum for a little memento of our mega sailing trip. This is actually my first longest and awesome sailing trip, so this is going to go down in the record books. This one's getting saved forever.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
And maybe you could just open a couple pages, show everyone what's inside.
Absolutely. I actually haven't even checked out the whole thing myself, but it's all nice, like all the souvenir shots of the whole trip.
Yeah, a lot of photos.
Just a couple of random pages for you guys.
Yeah.
Cool, eh?
So that'll be fun to show your parents and show friends. For sure. Yeah.
You're both looking sharp in there.
Thanks. It was good to see you, John.
Yeah, good to see Al.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun catching up.
Sounded like a fun trip. I'm hoping one day I can make it up there.
Well, everyone stay tuned. We might see John on the water again. And Chris?
Yeah, good to see you. Glad
Why don't you
could make it
update
down.
everyone with what's going on with you?
Sort of in the middle of potentially purchasing a boat, and we'll find out in the next few weeks, I would think.
Well, I think that's it for this video, guys, and we'll see you on the next video.